Good morning to each and everyone. Happy youth day to you. Thank you for your prayers. Thank you for your intercessions. Our trip to Lingam was a successful one, and by His grace we spoke to the leadership of Lingam Field, hoping that God will use what we did in order to spread across a passion for Him, even in Lingam Field. As I did promise that I will be expatiating on the proven practices for getting things done that I already mentioned in the last clip, I will just recite it again, then I will focus today on the first two. Last time I did say that what gets talked about gets done, what gets trained for gets done, what gets measured gets done, what gets budgeted gets done, what gets confronted gets done, and what gets rewarded gets done. And so today I will be focusing on what gets talked about gets done, and what gets trained for gets done. Number one, what gets talked about gets done. At the beginning of this year, you certainly have a goal. You certainly have things that you wrote them down somewhere, hoping that by the grace of God you will realize this year. But if I ask you, can you recite all of them now, often, or you have even forgotten about some? You can't even remember some so well. And so, in saying that what gets talked about gets done, is that the first person that you talk to is yourself. You remind yourself, you ask yourself the necessary questions that are needed in what you want to do. You recite it, you make it part of you in order to get things done. When we talking about, the first person to convince is yourself. When that doesn't happen, then it becomes difficult to get things done. The second person that you talk to in getting to talk about it is talking to God. Behold, the Bible says, many are the plans in a man's heart, but the Lord determines the outcome. Therefore, as you plan, you must talk to yourself, become familiar with it, ask the necessary questions, then talk to God. Keep on reminding God. Keep on telling God about what you are about to do. And the third thing is, you talk to your team after confirming from God, seeing it clearly that this is something that you will do. You talk to your team. Barack Obama once said, if you want to do great things, you do it with people. But if you want to do small things, do it alone. For great things cannot be accomplished by an individual. And so, get to encourage, get to explain, get to answer questions from those whom you are working with. You will not just get up, maybe because you have authority, because you are the overseer of what you are about to do, and you just lord it over people. They will only do it when they are seeing you. But to get them involved, for them to become a team, share it with them. Have you shared the goals you had this year with those who really mattered in accomplishing them? Have you prayed about it? Have you reminded yourself about it? Now, when you fail to remind yourself, what happens? At times you speak, and you your own self, you are doubting. And at the end of the day, it becomes difficult for you to convince the next person. And so, in getting things done, what gets talked about gets done. And so you talk to yourself, you talk to God, you talk to your team. Secondly, what gets trained for gets done. The things you want to do you have enough knowledge about it? Are you equipped in doing it? Are you able to do it and do it perfectly? That's the question. What gets trained for gets done. And so if you want to accomplish a thing, find out, do findings, learn how to do it. Go after people that have once been there, people that have done it before you. In that way, you'll be able to do it and do it perfectly, because our generation, the generation to come, will not have time, will not have space for people who are just struggling, will not have space for people who are just trying things out. People are studying, people are becoming experts, people are becoming professionals. And so in the things you want to do, get into training, spend the time to learn about it, so that when you want to do it, you do it perfectly well. You want to grow in your spiritual life. Have you studied the Bible on spirituality? You want to grow in your business. You want to grow in your family. Have you studied the necessary things? Have you acquired the training? Prayer alone will not do it. Talking to yourself alone will not do it. Talking to your team alone will not do it. You also need the expertise to go in for. You also need the expertise to boast what you want to do. We live in a world full of competition. And for you to make it, you must do it right. And so, I'm saying that in order to get things done and done perfectly well, we have to talk about it to ourselves, to God, and to our team. And also, we have to train about these things. Thank you. We will continue with the next two another time. God bless you.